Chair lays it on second reading, Senate Bill 12. The clerk will read the bill.
SB 12 by Creighton relating to parental rights in public education, including the imposition of certain requirements and prohibitions regarding instruction and diversity, equity, and inclusion duties.
The chair recognizes the gentleman from Collin County in the brown suit, blue tie, and glasses. He has a watch. He's slowly coming down here. Got his theme music going. Mr. Leach.
I'm trying to slow play. Hey, Buckley, Brad.
Chair recognizes Mr. Leach again on Senate Bill 12.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, it's my privilege to lay out Senate Bill 12 to you.
Ms. Gonzalez, for what purpose?
I raise a point of order against further consideration of SB 12 under Rule 4, Section 18B and Rule 4, Section 32B10 on the grounds that the May 13, 2025 witness list included with the committee report of the House Committee of Public Education is inaccurate.
Please bring your point of order down front.
The point of order is withdrawn. Chair recognizes Mr. Leach.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members,
Mr. Speaker,
Ms. Gonzalez, for what purpose?
I raise a point of order against further consideration of SB 12 under Rule 4, Section 32C2 in the bill and now substantially materially misleading.
Please bring your point of order down front. Is Mr. Leach on the floor of the House? The point of order is withdrawn. The chair recognizes Mr. Leach to continue on the layout.
thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, the United States Supreme Court has continually upheld the principle of a parent's fundamental right to direct the education and the upbringing of their children. Senate Bill 12 in front of you now continues the Texas tradition of supporting and expanding and safeguarding the rights and roles of parents in their kids' upbringing and their children's education. I want to walk through a few provisions of the bill with you as briefly as I possibly can, and then I've got a perfecting amendment that is almost done being drafted. First, the bill strengthens parental rights across children's educational experiences. This bill establishes that guaranteeing a parent's ability to make educational choices, to access school records, and to require consent for any medical, psychiatric, or psychological treatments involving their child. The bill also ensures that parents have full access to their children's curriculum, to library materials, to test scores, attendance records, and ensures that parents are notified if there is any change to their child's mental or physical safety. The legislation further upholds parental authority by giving them the ability to opt their child in or out of specific programs, such as the requirement in this bill that a parent must opt in to a child's sex education curriculum, and this is so that parents can make informed choices that align with their family's values. The bill requires a school board to adopt parental engagement policies and to offer at least 2 in-person parent-teacher conferences per year, and to provide for public comment on these policies and more. Another key provision of Senate Bill 12 is the prohibition of diversity, equity, and inclusion mandates in K-12 public schools. This bill builds on our ban of teaching critical race theory, and it goes further, ensuring that our classrooms remain focused on academic excellence rather than political ideology or indoctrination. The bill prevents schools from implementing DEI requirements in trainings, hiring practices, or granting special benefits based on race, ethnicity, gender identity, or sexual orientation. The bill does, I think importantly, explicitly protect the teaching of historical and cultural significance related to state and federal holidays, ensuring that students continue to learn about our country's diverse history, even history that they might disagree with, without politically driven mandates. The bill has very clear and detailed exceptions allowing school districts to combat real discrimination while also prohibiting divisive DEI concepts. The bill prohibits, in its current form, prohibits the SBOE from adopting curriculum standards requiring instruction on sexual orientation or gender identity, and schools or third parties brought in by the school from providing that instruction. My perfecting amendment, that hopefully is almost done being drafted, will clarify this in response to some concerns brought by some of you. The bill does include clarifying language to provide organizations such as the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts, ensuring that they're not prohibited to meet in a school campus under the bill's prohibitions. The bill also, and finally, addresses the grievance process, ensuring that parents' voices have a right to be heard by establishing a structured and robust grievance process. Do I have my perfecting amendment? Mr. Speaker, members, I do have a perfecting amendment that I'd like to go ahead and offer, and then I'm happy to take questions.
The following amendment, the clerk will read the amendment.
Amendment by Leach.
Chair recognizes Mr. Leach.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, I trust that this is on your screen. I don't want to get ahead of you. If it's not, just someone yell at me or wave me down and I'll slow down. Members, this perfecting amendment includes suggestions and feedback from many of you, which I'm very grateful for, not only today, but over the past couple days. Specifically, as you'll note, the definition of classroom instruction on page 1 is further defined. Let me give you a little bit of background on this, members. The state of Florida a few years ago, passed a bill that was widely debated and hotly contested. And ultimately, a school district under that bill was sued, and the school district and the plaintiffs went to a mediation and ultimately entered into a settlement agreement that clarified some of the provisions of that bill to the satisfaction of both parties, the plaintiffs and the state. What this bill does, what this amendment does, is it tracks the language, not exactly and not word for word, but it certainly tracks the spirit and in many cases the language of that mediated settlement agreement in Florida. I'm happy to take some questions on that if members have those questions. On page 2 of the perfecting amendment, it ensures that relating to DEI policies, if there is a termination of an employee who has violated a school district's DEI prohibitions, that employee must be afforded due process and an opportunity to appeal. I appreciate Representative Cheryl Cole bringing that amendment to me, and that's included in here. It also, Representative Romero brought an amendment just a couple hours ago relating to when we talk about DEI. This amendment on page 2, lines 19 through 22, will protect a school district's ability to engage in the historically underutilized business program for businesses that are owned by a minority group or by women in accordance with state law. Representative Romero, I appreciate you bringing that amendment. Relating to clubs, This amendment will further clarify that a parent be provided notice with respect to a student's club membership and participation. On page 2, lines 27 through 31, this is I forget who it was that brought me this amendment, someone out there, relating to clarifications on a school district's ability to implement targeted recruitment initiatives. I believe
Mr.
this is
Speaker.
Representative Tallarico. And if you'll
Ms.
allow me
Gervin
to-
Hawkins, for what purpose?
Will the gentleman yield for question?
I will. I promise I'm almost done, Representative. If I could just finish this, because I want to give due weight to each
Not at this time.
each provision of the amendment. I'm not trying to waste time. I just think this is important to go through. Representative Tallarico brought me this amendment, which protects a school district's school's ability to recruit. Of course, we in the bill prohibit discriminatory hiring practices that would be classified as unlawful DEI. But if a school wants to go in order to increase the diversity in their hiring pool, if they want to go out and recruit, let's say it's at a historically black college, or if it's at a convention, if they want to go recruit a specific ethnic group to increase their hiring pool, then they're encouraged and allowed to do so under this provision. On the final page of, on page 3 of 4, this is language on page lines 3 through 7, brought by a few of you, specifically Representative Hinojosa, relating to the commissioner's ability to hold a school district accountable who has been found to retaliate against a student or a parent. The further language, Representative Tallarico also brought a great amendment included on page 3, lines 24 through 26, relating to what classroom instruction, further detailing what classroom instruction is allowed and what's not. As basically what it is anything that's consistent with the essential knowledge and skills developed by the State Board of Education. And on the final page, this is further language relating to requirements for student clubs. Mr. Speaker, thank you for allowing me the opportunity to go through all that. I'm happy to take questions, and I move adoption of the amendment.